welcome to the latest edition of The Run of the Race. I'm Mark Warwood. Brittany Taylor, she's still in Victoria at the Melbourne Cup Carnival. There's a rumour going around that Craig Williams hasn't stopped talking after the Melbourne Cup and she's waiting to throw back to the yard. But congratulations to Brittany on what she's done at Flemington and also to Craig Williams for winning the big race. There was 9 races at Ascot on Tab Touch Derby Day here in Perth, and the first of those was the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Series Heat number 2. It was over the 1200 metres and it was won by Samizdat.
Given a good run around the outside, going up in front from Bedouin Bill, Zip Zam Zoom. Validation next being called upon before the home corner. Nero Dio getting away from the inside, and then came B, quick and back last of all without reason as they approach the corner. Straightening up now, and Lacevinsky by 2, Zephyr Queen. Sir Mambo starts its move. Further back, Validation. B, Quick's winding up off the speed as well, followed by Zip Zam Zoom. It's Lacevinsky, tackled now by Sir Mambo. Nearing the 100 mark, Lacevinsky, Sir Mambo, and here comes Nero Dio with a late runner. Nero Dio, Sir Mambo got his head in front. Sir Mambo's won again.
Sir Mambo was running up a sequence of more seconds than the reject shop until we got back to Ascot, but he's now won 2 in a row. There was 4 seconds prior to that. He's had his eyes on this series as Martin Allen, the trainer of Sir Mambo, and it was a pretty good performance to win again on Saturday. Doesn't make the foal. The horses that do, just the 2 of them, I'm willing to forgive B Quick here. Finished 4th, was pretty keen in the early and middle stages. Came home with the fastest last 600 metres, and certainly drawing the outside gate didn't help. Forgetting Vital Blast was the worst of the on-speed gallopers in what was a slowly run race. Also came home with the second slowest last 4, 6 and 800 metres. And I will follow B Quick, the aforementioned horse, looking for a better gait, certainly a faster tempo, and really hasn't had a great deal of luck this preparation. Race number 2 at Ascot on Saturday was the Arlock Australia Handicap over the staying trip of 2200 metres, and it went to Missile Launch.
Up on the inside now, a line of 4. Here comes Lenny. Missile Launch pushed to pass. Persistence Time, feeling the pinch between them, and then High Energy, followed by Dark Prospect. In behind them to Upwards Others, and back on the inside last of all around the corner, Dark Musket. Here comes Lenny. Missile Launch and push to pass together. It's going to be a bit of a test of attrition now. On the outside, Missile Launch, the big fellow, reached the lead. Here comes Lenny's off his feet. Here comes High Energy down the outside, weaving its way through as well. Back towards the inside is Persistence Time. Missile Launch, Persistence Time. Here comes Lenny, comes again, but Missile Launch.
Missile Launch is one of those gallopers that's promised the world and delivered an atlas, as they say. But he won on Saturday. It was his first win in 532 days. Vaughan Sigley, the trainer, thinks he might want to be a stayer, and it was a reasonable performance over the 11 furlongs, albeit in a very slowly run race. He doesn't make the foal, just the 2 horses do. I'm forgiving High Energy here, is desperately crying out for a genuine staying test, and this certainly wasn't one of those. I'm forgetting Push to Pass, finished 6th, was wide from the 800 metres, but did lead this very slow tempo and was still beaten 3 lengths. And the horse to follow, I think, might be High Energy. He's had 3 runs over this kind of trip now. This preparation should be rock hard fit, and he did win 7th up in his campaign last year for Jeff Noske. Race number 3 at Ascot on Derby Day was the Muscular Dystrophy WA Plate over the 1,000 metres. It was for the 3-year-olds, and it was won by Drink What You Like.
Got a motor, getting back second from last on the outside of the roughy Dan Tang. It's Pretty Style at the 400, leading narrowly from Mia Dolce. In behind them, High Range, trying to get around their heels. Drink What You Like, feeling the pinch, being followed by Warfish and Got a Motor. They're into the home straight by the 250. Pretty Style and Mia Dolce. It's Mia Dolce letting down, draws about a long neck. Pretty Style, 2 or 3 lengths behind them. Drink What You Like is now starting to pick up and coming with a great run. Mia Dolce, Drink What You Like, draws level. Drink What You Like, got the head in front. And
Drink What You Like, named after the hashtag in honour of William Pike. Well, she showed she's a 1,000 metre specialist for mine on Saturday. It was a good performance, minus 2.8 the overall rating, but doesn't make the foal. 3 horses do. I'm willing to forgive Got a Motor here. Second last in what was an evenly run race. Sprung a shoe. And according to the connections, Fred Kersley and Jade McNaught, this horse may well not have appreciated the soft surface. Forgive Got a Motor, forget Dan Tang. Absolutely remarkable. This horse opened favourite with Tab Touch on Thursday morning off what was a pretty ordinary trial win for Jeff Pike and Colin Haddon. Finished last in the race can't possibly follow this horse. A horse I can follow is Warfish. Finished 5th, drew a really wide gate. The map was absolutely horrible. There was massive question marks about stepping back from the 1200 to 1000, and he also copped a little bit of interference in the straight. Forgive the Run, I think, can improve significantly back over a better trip from a better barrier. Race number 4 at Ascot on Derby Day was the LWP Property Handicap over 1100 metres, and it was a win for Mankind.
Led the way, the favourites running second, Baron Bostock, heeled along by McNaught. A length and a half, Oceanz 15. Now back behind them, coming up to the home corner after being wide. Then came King's Authority. Mankind is back there in the middle, and further back on the rails came Foxy Royale. Sir Snuggerlot quickly challenged here on the outside by Baron Bostock. And at the 250, McNaught let him go. Baron Bostock kicked a length and a half clear from Sir Snuggerlot. 2 or 3 lengths behind them, Oceanz 15. Followed further back on the outside, now running on. Down the outside is Mankind. Baron Bostock stopping, and Mankind's cutting him down. They split it. Mankind.
Hayden Ballantyne's the trainer of Mankind. A lot of Freo Dockers people were on course on Saturday, and Mankind did not let them down. He backed up what was a really good trial to give Hayden his first win at Ascot. Freo heave ho. Doesn't make the file, however. Just the 2 horses again here. I am willing to forgive Oceanz 15. Was wide throughout from what was always going to be a very tricky gate for Peter Nucky. I think you can forgive Oceanz 15. Forgetting Solar Eyes was a bit keen, also wide from the 800 metres, but did go off at $6. I think that's purely down to winning last start and having a certain W Pike in the saddle. And I'm going to follow Oceanz 15 out of this race, and the reason being is that Mankind is now ineligible for graduation grade. Baron Bostock, who finished second and was the favourite, just simply mixes his form. His good form is very good and his bad form's absolutely abysmal. And Oceanz 15 is still really learning the game. I think in a faster run race, in a better gate and a better position, I think this guy could elevate it, and I think he's probably got the peak performance to come. Race number 5 at Ascot on Derby Day was the Mayfield Vineyards Handicap over 1200 metres, and it went to the bottom weight, Massimo.
Voyager length and a half away is Inflation. Cryptic Love enjoying a sweet trip, running 4th, a little more than a length to Father Nick. Down on the inside of Feline Machine, 1 short around them, 3 deep. Megazone onto his back at the 400, followed by Princess Zelda. Caracapo with the job in front of it on straightening up now. At the 300, Massimo challenged by Night Voyage. They're a length and a half. Inflation, Cryptic Love, and now Father Nick, who's getting home strongly down on the inside with 150 to go. Megazone winding up as well. Massimo from Inflation inside the last 50. Pike is lifting Massimo though, and Massimo finding was too good for Inflation.
Massimo was a drifting favourite on Saturday, but with William Pike in the saddle and just the 54 kilos, he took control of the race and he beat the older horses. I thought it was a pretty good performance. Looking at the file, I think there's 2 horses to look at here. I'm forgiving Caracapo. He reared at the start, he lost 3 lengths. He did map as the leader in this race, so he lost all chance of winning at the barriers. I'm also forgetting this horse, and simply he's just not one of mine. I think he's one of those hype horses. He's also now been warned about his starting manners, and for mine he always goes around too short. He was $6 on Saturday. The follow horse is clearly Massimo, led for the first time, beat the older horses. I think he's one of these gallopers that can improve when he gets into a better class of race. That's the first 5 races at Ascot looked at on Derby Day. We'll take a short break. Welcome back to the run of the race. We're up to the quaddy legs on Derby Day at Ascot, and race number 6 was the Scarborough Toyota Handicap over the 1400 metres, and it was won by Neville Parnham's Platoon.
Flyer kicks up as well there in the middle. Tonka Tough is second from last, and back on the inside, Royal Command in traffic as Heartstarter guides them to the home corner. At the 400, it's Heartstarter, a length and a half. Arctic Stream away from his heels now, is in love with Paris, drops off. Down the outside, Mindless Looks and Platoon, double digit, cut the corner. It's Heartstarter at the 250 with Arctic Stream looming as the danger. Arctic Stream comes at Heartstarter. It's Heartstarter and Arctic Stream, and now Platoon. Here comes Platoon. Arctic Stream's in front, but look at Platoon. Platoon levels up, got the nose in front, bobbing finish.
Platoon made it 2 from 2 this preparation, and the connections are now eyeing off group races. He's got to probably do something to get into the Railway Stakes. Maybe the RJ Peters the week before the Railway is the go, and I know that Stevie Parnham, who rides his horse pretty much every day of the year, absolutely loves him. Looking at the file, Forgiving Royal Command, first up over a short and ideal trip here, last at the 400 from the wide gate, came home very, very well. I think up in trip, Royal Command will certainly be winning this type of race. Forgetting In Love with Paris, a bit like Caracapo from race number 5. He's never really been one of mine. Paul Harvey rode the horse on Saturday, said that he made a respiratory noise halfway through the race, but I'm putting a pen through him no matter what. And I'm going to follow Platoon here. 2 from 2 this preparation. Got the best punting form, personal best in the race, even better than Royal Command. And that was over 1,800 metres rather than the 14. I think the 15 of the RJ Peters and perhaps the 16 and 1,800 metres of the Group 1s, I think the Platoon can be a player. Race number 7 at Ascot on Saturday was the first of the features, as it was the Hostmasters Asian Bow Stakes over 1,400 metres at Group 3 level, and it was a grand final performance by Samizdat.
He snuck a length and a half clear of Alpha Sky. Mizlecki down on the insiders, followed Wrinkly's every move. Lord Help Me Run shaken up. Behind them came Regal Power, about to get off the heels of Alpha Sky. He's coming into calculations very quickly. From Perfect Jewels, Samizdat behind those. Lord Help Me Run dropping out. Prize catches last. Alpha Sky had reached the lead from Wrinkly at the 250. Here comes Regal Power and Samizdat together. Regal Power, Samizdat drawing on equal terms with 100 left to go. It's Samizdat on the outside, grabbing the lead now from Regal Power, and Samizdat races away to win the Asian Bow.
Samizdat was the top yearling at the 2017 Magic Million sales here in Perth. He went for $325,000 and he's now won more than he cost at the sales. Blinkers on first time on Saturday, and as a result of the Asian Bow Stakes, when he's now ballot exempt for the Railway Stakes and the Kingston Town Classic. Looking at the file, I'm willing to forgive Regal Power. Finished second, was first up. This is certainly not his grand final. He's looking towards the Railway and perhaps even as far as the Perth Cup. And his win, his win in the Derby rated a little bit lower than his running, finishing second on Saturday. It was a good performance. Forgetting Lord Help Me Run was wide throughout, but it has got the lowest personal best of all of the Asian Bow field. I think he's going to find it hard to win in this grade. And then I am going to follow Regal Power of this race. He was giving 3 kilos to Samizdat, and his best form is over further than 1,400 metres. It really was D-Day for Samizdat. He needed to win this race to get into the Railway Stakes. Not saying he can't win that race. I think he'll be a decent lightweight chance, but I think Regal Power has got more potential. Race number 8 at Ascot on Derby Day was the Tab Touch Prince of Wales Stakes over 1,000 metres, and it went to the Simon Miller trained Flirtini.
The ball is Electric Light, 550 left to travel, and it's the roughie that leads the way, coming up to the home corner. Copper Fury on top, about 3/4 of a length clear. Rebel King second. Over on the outside, Battle Hero. No run at the moment, Misty Metal, but she looked like a powder keg ready to explode at the top of the straight. Valor Road around their heels with Flirtini. Into the home straight, Rebel King comes at Copper Fury. Now there's a run coming for Misty Metal, and she quickly bursts through. Down the outside, Flirtini and Valor Road. Misty Metal at the 100 mark, but look at Flirtini. Flirtini went to Misty Metal down the outside stage man, but it's Flirtini home in the Prince of Wales.
Flirtini is now ballot exempt for the Winterbottom Stakes on the second day of the Tab Touch Masters. That is her target race, and she will get a start provided she is fit. She is the follow horse for mine out of this race. I think everyone thinks she's a 1200 metre mare, including Simon Miller before the race. She cast a plate in running, came home with the fastest last 400 metres. It was a very, very good performance in what was a relatively slowly run race for a Group 3. I'm forgiving Stageman, fastest last 200 in the contest, but conceded too much of a head start due to the gate and also the tempo. And I'm forgetting State Solicitor. He was Winterbottom Stakes favourite the year that Vidora won it, a total hype horse this, and I just simply cannot have him as a betting proposition. Race number 9 at Ascot on Derby Day was the Crown Perth Handicap over the 1800 metres, and it was won by Proxy.
She's out there 3 deep. King of Judah's got up inside of her, so Parnham's forced to go 4 deep with the mare. On the rails to Langley, scintillating, coming away from the fence. Sharp Bob steadied there, being followed by Go Crying, Beat the Bell, and On the Terps is last. Heads a turn for home, and Proxy set up a handy lead at the top of the straight. It's Proxy booting about 3 or 4 in front from Arnie's Boy and Brothers Keeper Adrian McPhee. Lady Sass trying to get into the race at the 200, though it's Proxy well clear. Proxy down to the 153 clear. Brothers Keeper Adrian McPhee. Here comes Go Crying with a late finishing burst, but he's going to pinch it on Proxy. Proxy was all the way from Go.
Proxy led all of the way to win the final race on Derby Day, paid $31, and Gary Delaney, the trainer from down in Albany, certainly wasn't shocked by the performance. Emma Stent getting a winner in town with the 53.5 kilos. Doesn't make the foal, almost did follow Proxy again, but I'm going to forgive here Sharp Bob. His personal best according to punting form is over 1,000 metres. He raced really keenly throughout this contest, which is not surprising considering it's 800 metres further than probably his best trip, and he was impeded 100 metres from home, so forgive Sharp Bob. I'm forgetting Lady Sass. We're officially sacking her now. She was wide. She did race ungenerously, but she's run out of chances. And that was the last chance saloon for me. And I will follow Brothers Keeper here. Finished third. It was a really, really good effort, carrying 61 kilos, second up in what was a fast run race. His PB is over the 18. He's over the 2,400 metres rather. This was 18. I think can improve through the preparation, Brothers Keeper, but do keep an eye on Proxy as well. Let's have a look at Tab Touch Derby Day at Ascot in its totality, and it really was all about a couple of gallopers. Samizdat was the best overall rating of the day, -7, and also to the class as well of -2. He's going to go forward to the Railway Stakes, and Jared Noski's probably not going to eat anything between now and then. Looking at the closing sectionals, well, Stageman the last 200, Stageman and Flirtini the last 400, and Electric Light was really, really strong through the line over the last 600 metres. That wraps up the review of Tab Touch Derby Day at Ascot. We'll take a short break and be back with the tipping competition. Welcome back to the run of the race. It's time to look at the tipping competition, PR Tip Style. We've got 2 rounds to look at. We'll look at the round from Saturday first. That was round number 4. Best possible score you could get was nearly 2,800 points. You needed most of the winners, and you certainly needed your big bet on Proxy that paid $29.70 and $6.30. It was a marvellous tipping performance by the winner. That was Anne Lewis. She got 2,418 points, found 4 of the winners, including Mankind at 10.50 and Proxy with the big bet down the bottom, and got a collecting 7 of the 9 races. So congratulations to Anne. On Melbourne Cup Day, Tab Touch Melbourne Cup Day at Ascot, we had round number 5 of the tipping competition, and that was a really big scoring day. You could have got almost 4,000 points had you got the best possible results during the day. Nobillion paid $33.40 and $5.90 the place. That was the horse you wanted your big bet on, but if you missed Nobillion and got Bonsignor at almost the same odds, you're in with a really good chance of taking home the prize. The winner on the day was Taylor Lewis. Congratulations, Taylor. You scored just over 2,000 points. You didn't get Nobillion. In fact, you only had one winner all day, but it was Bonsignor, $28.40 and $5.80 the place, and you had your big bet on that horse. Let's have a look at the overall leaderboard now. 5 rounds in, 9 rounds to go, and there's been some major movements over the last week or so, and the new leader is a guy called Noble Sky. His real name is Alan Hughes. Alan must have paid off his mortgage this week, I suspect. He finished 3rd in the tipping competition on Saturday, and he finished 2nd in the one on Tuesday. So if he backed his virtual selections with cold hard cash, then Alan will probably be on holiday and not watching the run of the race. Rima is 2nd, and the great name of Twitchy Dishlicker is 3rd. Next round on Saturday, and we've got 2 feature races to look at. Let's have a look at the last 3 editions of the Fairretha Stakes.
And to a mighty roar from the crowd, they're racing. He's got his finger on the trigger at the 400 mark. He quickly moved a length and a half. Now the sparks are flying. He makes it 2 Perth Cups. It's history at Ascot. Humanity headed for home over Lusaha. Ragazzo Doro getting up on the inside, get over it, down the outside. Saul Special is starting to run on powerfully at the 100. Saul Special coming at Lusaha. Humanity fighting back tooth and nail on the inside. On the outside, the favourite Saul Special reaches the lead though in the shadows, and he got there in the last stride. Saul Special. Arcadia Prince copped the brush with Reykjavik, and down on the inside then Captain Sterling, Vital Dancer, Rakanar Star, Devilay Show, and here comes Money Maher letting down. It's Money Maher ranging up with 100 left to go, sprints over the top of Akanar Star, then Reykjavik coming again, but Money Maher pulled away to win the Faritha. King dashes to the lead, 300 left to travel though. It's the Velvet King booting 2 in front from Black Sabbath. Then came Chicks Pick, Lord Help Me Run, threading his way through. He's charging home towards the inside with 100 to go. The Velvet King still in front though, clear, and this is going to be a great D-Mac double. He clinches the Lustia, he takes out the...
Fairretha Stakes is a major stepping stone to the Sky Racing WA Guineas. However, no horse has won both the Fairretha and the Guineas since back in 2006. The Velvet King won the Fairretha last year on what was a great day for impressive racing. Speaking of impressive racing, the reason why it was a great day because the Lustia Stakes, the first Group 2 of the WA racing season, is the main event on Saturday, and last year they won it with gutting.
And to a mighty roar from the crowd, they're racing. He's got his finger on the trigger at the 400 mark. He quickly moved a length and a half. Now the sparks are flying. He makes it 2 Perth Cups. It's history at Ascot. 3 in front as Walker Stokes up. Carly has to draw the whip. Disposition running on. Further back, Tradesman, Perfect Reflection as well. Disposition hit the lead at the 150. Perfect Reflection is trying to run him down. She's coming quickly. Perfect Reflection went to Disposition on the outside, Tradesman, but she's back today. Perfect Reflection won it. Perfect Reflection home in the Lustia beat Tradesman. Stream still well off the Mickey, 2 toes and Disposition. State goes to work now on the hot pot. Scales of Justice, he ranges alongside of Great Shot. 2 lengths away, Salubrious and Silverstream starting to run on. It's Scales of Justice fighting back. Great Shot though. Great Shot, Scales of Justice, and now Silverstream. She's closing in. Silverstream on the outside, diving at Great Shot. Did she get there? Made it close. I think she might have grabbed it right on the line. Star ranged up to Man Book, a great shot. A length away, Star Exhibit. Down on the inside, Scales of Justice. Gadding's right behind them. Further back, Enticing Star. 150 to go. Great shot, fights back, Akanar Star. Gadding's closing them down though. It's Gadding over the top, beat Akanar Star. Great shot, I thought, third from Man Book.
Gatting was 40-1 to win the Lestier Stakes last season. He won't be that this time in. He's returning to defend his crown. He's won a Group 1 in Melbourne, and anybody that's been at Ascot Racecourse when Gatting wins knows there's a lot of people who've got a little bit of a share in this horse. Saturday is a family day at Ascot Racecourse. Plenty of things for the kids to do, and we've also got the Janet Hamill art exhibition taking place. That starts on Thursday. It's free entry on Thursday and Friday. It's part of the race day experience on Saturday. Come along, it's on the grandstand first floor. You can see some of the greats of WA racing in portrait style. That wraps up the run of the race. Brittany will be back with me next week to discuss what happened on Saturday. Until then, bye for now.
He makes her bid for a little piece of history.